Before I train, I want to briefly talk about Chris Sturmey's concept, the Great Male Filter. What is the Great Male Filter? Well, essentially, he describes. So I'm going to make this really quick. It's not going to be a long video or anything, but he essentially describes when you're 18 years old, when you're just in a high school setting. But let's start with 18 years old because that's when you're at the age where you're beginning to leave school and whatnot. We're all quite similar. We all go to the same school. We all work similar jobs. Oh, it's like, oh, what job do you work? Oh, what job do you work? Then when you get to about age 25, right, life really starts to, slap you in the face in terms of, how the world perceives men at this age. This video is primarily targeted towards men. No, it's targeted towards men. That's why it's called Great Male Filter. When you get to the Great Male Filter years, so it really starts about 25, 30, you really start to see who has been putting in the work in. And that can go in any area of life. Now, that isn't to say that you'll have life figured out at age 25. Of course not. It's not enough time. 7 years to have it all figured out. No. But you would have set a great foundation during these 18 years. And I think the Great Male Filters are also a really great topic to talk about because I see it as like a 7-year test. When you're in the school system, you're kind of guided in the sense like it's kind of already planned out by the system, the government. Yeah, go to school, you go to school. But once you're out in the real world, 18 plus, you can pretty much determine your whole life. Like everyone's gonna go separate routes. It's like think of it this way: a group of fishies. Think of the fish as like a metaphor for the students. Everyone below the age of 18 or just at the age of 18, throw them in a small bucket of water. Eventually, they grow up in the sense that they're 18 years old and they all just drift their own ways in life. Everyone takes a different career path. Whatever they want to do, it's all just massively different. And in 10 years, let's say 28 years old, there's going to be a massive difference. Because like I said, when you're 18, everyone's just like, everyone's just working jobs, just trying to get by, trying to build a life. I'd imagine some of us have a vision of what we want in the future. Some of us don't, some of us, it takes a lot longer to figure out, but that's okay. We're just figuring it out at the early ages. But when you get to a certain age, it's like, shit, man, everyone's just doing different things. Don't be surprised 10 years from now if you ever run into someone who was in your formative school years and they're like, oh my days, you changed so much. Don't be surprised if you see the high school jock turn fat. Don't be surprised. It's called Great Male Filter for a reason. At this age, it's very common for, a lot of young people in particular. I don't know about your country, but in England, we have this thing called like pop culture. Why does our phone always do that? Guys, when I tell you it's dead silent, it's like I'm the only one that's talking, honestly. It is so quiet, no one is saying a word. I mean, I know it is like around 6:30 in the morning, but damn. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, that's where I was. So, what I was saying, you could be 20 years old. And bro, I've seen this myself. Like, even in the 9 to 5 center, there'll be people like 28, 29 years old. And then I see people I see like, people who are successful, not saying they have to be celebrities, but it can be done at times. They'd be like celebrities. I check their age, they're like 28, 29, 30, 35, 36. Just a big age in general. So it doesn't have to be a specific age, but just anything past a certain age. Let's say actors, there's probably 50, 60-year-old actors who are killing it in life. They're millionaires, they got money in the bank, they just ability to do whatever they want. And then you look at the everyday person who's also their age and they're just working a regular 9 to 5, the mundane life, and they're depressed, and you can see it in their face and their figure. I don't know if I explained the Great Male Filter right, but if I didn't, in short, you can just take this video away with this. You're 18 years old, everyone's on the same level, pretty much doing the same thing. You get to age 25, you start to see a massive gap. Let's say you're skinny at 18 years old, right? You're a skinny man, you're 18 years old, you never really got the girls you wanted to get, you already just got picked on and whatnot. Well, in 7 years, you could be 25 years old and you can make a lot of progress. Like I told you literally seconds ago, most people at that age, they go around, they drink, they wanna fuck a lot of girls, get horny, get drunk, that university drunk, degenerate culture. And you don't see any side issues yet because you're still young. You see, when you're young, you can get away with doing a lot of things. You can eat a lot of crap food and no one will really notice it physically, and it will make you as the drug consumer want to keep going because it's like, hey, it doesn't really hurt me, right? I know I'm not seeing any side effects, so surely I'm not seeing any side effects. So surely it can't hurt that bad, right? Wrong. You see, it's the compound effect. Each year you're gaining about 10% body fat, 10% body fat. Slowly and slowly you're getting fat and you're getting fatter. Now you're not gonna notice not 10% body fat, 1% body fat. Now you're not gonna notice one. Let's hope I don't fall off this hill. You're not gonna notice a 1% body fat progression every year. You're not. You're just not. But the compound effect, it's the same thing as if you were to gain 1 pound every year. You aren't working out. You're just gaining 1 pound every year. You're not gonna notice it. But down the line, that 1 pound becomes 10 pounds. That's a big difference. You know, in 10 months, so you gain 10 pounds of fat weight. Fat because you're not working out. You begin to see the difference. Also, in a fitness sense, in terms of like body fat and whatnot, I also saw a statistic saying, sorry guys, I can't look at you, I just need to make sure I'm not tripping over. But I saw a statistic saying when you hit age 25, metabolism becomes a lot slower, so it's a lot easier to gain weight. Now, depending on the habits that you did, this can be a benefit to your life or it can be a detriment to your life. Let's talk about it from a fitness angle. From a fitness angle, and I'm speaking from experience, it can be quite hard to bulk. It can be quite hard to bulk sometimes. Like, I try my hardest and still don't gain the amount of weight. Well, when you hit 25 and above, you're gonna gain that man meat, what people like to call it, and it's a lot easier to gain weight and muscle mass in your body, which is a real benefit. So bulking will be a lot easier, and you're just naturally gonna get a lot more muscle mass. You're gonna be a lot more attractive to women. More men will respect you. You will have a better quality of life. It's a really cool thing. Whereas the other, well, all that eating they've been doing, that's gonna catch up to them. It's gonna catch up to them, and you're gonna see a massive difference in terms of fat. You're gonna see people in high school who are the jocks, who are the chads in high school. You're gonna see some of them fall off if they do the bad things, the wrong things, and it's quite common. You're gonna see a lot of that. It happens more often than you think. Hey, I didn't even go as far to see. You see the fat people you just see in the street, your everyday fat person. You're probably a jock in high school. They're probably the lad, but they drowned into pleasure. You know, and this doesn't just have to be about fitness. I'm just using an example. So now that the kid who was skinny at school, now he's attracting women. Now women find him interesting. And now the jock that was in high school, he fell off. This is why there's a phrase, peaking in high school. That's exactly what peaking in high school is. And you don't want to peak in high school. If your height of your life is in high school, bro, that's a miserable life, man. That's sad, man. So I'd say, and I got this from First Man. I think he's about 32 right now, turning 33. So he's got the experience, and I read his book of the male advantage and whatnot. So this isn't me living through the experience. Well, I kind of am, but I'm not his age yet, so I wouldn't be able to really, give an attest to yet. But I will tell you when I turn 25, I'll tell you how it is. Just seeing the divide, I'm actually really excited to see it, because I'm 6 years away from being 6 years away roughly from being 25. So I'm really excited to see this great male filter, and I'll let you know how it is. I'm looking forward to seeing who has been putting in the work and who hasn't. Now, don't overcomplicate it. The great male filter, I'd say the ages of 18 to 25 is really just the ages to set a great foundation for yourself by doing simply by doing everyday habits. Trust me, and I'm doing that too. The everyday good habits. Now you're probably thinking that's common sense. Of course you have to do the good things every day, right? Well, the majority of people don't, and that's going to be the major difference, because we live in a very depressed world where everyone's seeking pleasure. So if you just do something as simple as that, going to the gym, maybe growing a YouTube channel, growing an audience, setting a great foundation, maybe starting a business, reading books, gaining knowledge, all that good stuff, man. Meditating, being mindful. You'd be surprised of the amount of people who aren't mindful, hence the killing, the school shooters, the knife crime. There's levels, man, and it all goes down to your state of mind. Just being grateful, because a lot of people are greedy. The love of money is the root of all evil, and so people will do anything to get money. You know how things work. Hey, it's not the one, you know? So yeah, literally, I just say, set a great foundation, and You see the word chaos? I got a train. I'm a train.